Hello, Glow Nation. Welcome to another episode. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm very excited to have y'all here with us. Tonight, we have Grove Token with us. Very excited about that. We're going to be talking about some cool stuff. So, hold on. I'm getting situated here. Sorry. I was running late today getting home for the show, but that's okay. We're going to make it and everything's going to be all right. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm sitting. I'm good now. Mr. Jason, how are you doing this evening, sir?
I'm doing well, Legion. I'm sorry you're running a little bit behind. I'm having a look around, and I do see that we have John. John, if you would kind of ask to come up and speak so that we can pull you up, that would be great. Anybody else with Grove that is here, please do the same thing. Ask to speak. Let us get you pulled up to the top, and we will absolutely get that taken care of. Outside of that, do want to welcome you all, of course, like Legion said, again, back to another episode of Glow Nation. Having technical difficulties on my side now. So, yeah,
it happens.
we always do need to remind everyone, of course, our usual disclaimer. This is Legion and I do this for entertainment and educational purposes only. Nothing we say here should be construed as any type of financial advice or life advice or any other kind of advice. So, with that said, I do see we have the Greek Guru with us. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Great day. I just want to
Okay, we
remind
don't have audio on the Greek right now. We will rotate back to him here in just a little bit. And Mr. Legion, I know you were running a little bit late today and kind of getting things sorted. How's your day been?
Good. Can you hear me? I don't know if Jason can hear us because I could hear Greek. And speaking of Greek, I tagged to the top. He is having a AMA tomorrow with one of our partners. Can you tell us about that real quick, Mr. Greek?
Yes, I am having an AMA tomorrow with Crypto Atlas on the Eco Warriors NFT project. Partner with Glow V2, obviously, and Meta BUSD. So if you want to come, ask any questions. It's an open space, and you'll learn a lot about the future NFT project of Glow V2.
And when you go over to YouTube to subscribe to Greek, so you have that AMA and hit the notification bar. So that way, when you have that, when you're going to his channel to like and subscribe his and turn on the notification bell, while you're there, please also, I pinned to the top as well, the Glow official YouTube channel. This is being streamed over there at YouTube simultaneously as Twitter. So Miss Kimmy is doing that for us right now. So this show is on Twitter and it is on YouTube. So please go like and subscribe to the Glow official YouTube channel. And if you've never been there before, go and like every video and comment hashtag GlowV2 on every episode. You know, just like comment stuff and let it stream like all night. Like let Brian's soothing voice put you to sleep because we need the streaming hours and times and all that kind of cool stuff. So shameless shill there. So yeah. And I do want to give a shout out. I see Miss Darcy Donovan is here. Hello, Miss Darcy. It's always nice to have you in the audience with us. Thank you for stopping by. And all my regulars, you know I love all of you like Christmas. So thank you everyone for showing up. And let me send another invite to co-host Jason. Jason, are you back? Can you hear us again?
Yes, sir. I'm here. I got you.
Yay! Okay. You can hear me. I can hear you. Awesome.
That's a decent start to the show, yeah?
Yeah! That's a good place to have.
That's a good place to start, yeah.
All right, while we're waiting for Grove to show up, I have someone that came up to ask to speak, who I've been giving a couple of shots here and there because he's been tweeting about Grove token. So, you know, I have to poke the bear every now and then. Mr. Sunshine for Whiskey, how are you doing this evening, sir?
I'm good, fellas. How's everybody over here doing?
I am better now that you're here with us, sir.
That's right. That's right. I don't know that I make you any better, but you know, I got to stop in everywhere as much as I can. Um, I was noticing up at the top on the pinned tweets, there's nothing about the 48-hour delay on the Grove ERC release.
Is that a thing that I need to be aware of?
Yes.
You for
If you look at my tweets in the last 30 minutes or so, John G posted that we have a 48-hour pushback on that. Instead of tonight, it will be Wednesday night. And I'm sure whoever's coming in for Grove is going to tell us all about that. But I also wanted to mention, as part of John's compensation for whatever the reason is why we have that 48-hour delay, he's also going to give away another 20 trillion Grove tokens.
Goodness gracious. And I just found that tweet where you had posted it, and I pinned your tweet to the top. So thank you so much for, I'm actually going to pin another one too. Thank you, Whiskey. I really appreciate you.
No worries.
Enlightening us. Absolutely want to share the good information, right?
That's right. I didn't see that at the top, so I wanted to mention it so nobody would show up at 8 o'clock tonight and be mad. They would already have a heads up and all. But other than that, I just stopped by to listen. I hadn't got to drop into one in a little while now, and I'm on my way home and saw it, and I was like, oh, I got to go in here.
You have been missed. So it always makes me feel good when I go somewhere and they go, hey, we missed you. You actually noticed I was there. You're someone right. I actually noticed if you're here or not. So thank you for stopping by, sir. I do appreciate your presence for sure.
Yes, sir. Y'all can drop me back down to listener, and I'll listen and hang out and all that good stuff.
Thank you, Whiskey. I always appreciate you coming in, and you're welcome anytime. You know that. All right. So what do you do when your guest has not appeared yet? I guess you just kind of ramble on a little bit.
Wait.
Hey.
There's one more thing about that. In the tweet, John also said that as compensation for the 48-hour delay, everyone that is entered in the pre-sale already will get an additional 5%.
That's a pretty good reconcile package. That's pretty good. I would wait an extra little bit just for that. That sounds good to me. Well, while I'm waiting, Mr. Jared, can you come up and talk to us? Do you have a moment? We can talk some glow stuff here for a minute if you have a moment. I know you might be busy just listening on the side, but if you can, Mr. Jared, please come up and talk to us a little bit. If not, totally cool. I got you. I see the peace sign. Okay, he hears me. Okay, cool. That's okay. We're just gonna ramble and talk a little bit. So, Mr. Jason, I got a question for you. So this is about just oh, you want yeah okay. Well, first I'm gonna ask you something else. This is completely off topic in a way. So the other day I've been watching Bitcoin, and I saw it get down to 18, and I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna buy it. But then I was like, let me wait a little bit longer and see if it goes any lower, right? And then I didn't. And now today it's at 20. So I'm like, should I go ahead and buy something now, or should I wait for it to go down lower again? What you think? What you thinking on Bitcoin, Jason?
Well, I'm thinking I am not qualified to give financial advice.
Did we say that? We don't get financial advice. Don't listen to us. Yeah, this is just I said it. It's just random.
Yeah, I said it, but I'm gonna say it again.
Yeah, I'll preface it.
With that, I mean,
Whatever you do, don't buy Bitcoin or anything that we talk about. Yeah. But what do you think those crazy
yeah,
what do you think those crazy
like,
numbers from that little Bitcoin widget I have on my phone? What do you think they're gonna what do you think they're gonna do? If you had a crystal ball, what do you think it would say?
I've got a crystal ball. Yeah, I've been hearing that a lot lately. I mean, right now, I mean, I could go on. I'm not going to do 5 minutes on this, but let's be honest. Everybody here knows, uh, the state of the overall market. We know the state of the economic situation here in the United States, at least, and pretty much everywhere else. So, one or two things is going to happen. I mean, I see kind of I talked about in the staff chat the other day that if it broke through 20, we were probably going to see somewhere around 17, and then we'd see what it did there. I do think at its lowest point during that dip, it did go down to about 17.5. It's good that it rebounded, and it's good that it rebounded quickly. But I still see it just kind of a grind sideways, right in this tight little range. Um, and it's one or two things is going to happen. Honestly, it's either going to go up or down. But as far as any type of anything that's going to be other than a run in this constant downturn, it's going to have to be some type of injection of volatility, one way or the other, is really the only thing that's going to move it. Sadly, if I had to predict, well, I'll just say this: I'm personally not buying anything right now. I'm just not. I'm just let the reflection stack up, letting whatever allotment that I want to put into crypto stack up. This week is has the chance to be a mess, and until the market proves to me, I'll try to be a very confirmational based investor, right? Like I want to see confirmation of what the market is doing. So if I see it go up a little bit, pull back some, go up a little bit, pull back some, go up a little bit, pull back some, that shows me that there is absolutely some buy side pressure and we may be onto something. But jumping involved in trying to guess these bottoms and guess these dips is just not something that I'm really interested in doing. I would rather let the charts and the markets tell me what it's going to do, and then act.
Okay, I'll tell all of you, and I know Jason's probably cussing me right now, but like, why did you do that? There was a point to all that. I do want it. I do want to do. I kind of did that as like a preview almost. I saw Jared and I thought about this. I would like to do some future spaces. Oh, and I have Gandalf in here too. Hello, Gandalf. Perfect segue. I would like to do some future spaces more education based, not necessarily on any certain projects, but just on kind of like Gandalf does on like dollar cost averaging, that kind of thing. Maybe I can get someone that's really smart and teach us how to read charts. So I would like to do some GLOWnations that are all educational. So that's why I did that, just as a preview of some things we might could do in the future. Mr. Gandalf, you came up as a speaker. Hello, my friend. I haven't spoken to you in a while.
Well, hello there. Well, I'm working crazy, so time is in this
Of
time very
course.
crucial. But yeah, today is the day where I said like I'll be longer awake. It is now 50 minutes after 1 a.m. and I saw
Oh
this
goodness.
space. Yeah, well, that's kind of actually that's normal. If there's like not so much work, it would be normal for me at these kind of things because I adjusted to it, right? I shifted that. But well, yeah. I mean, changing the sleep rhythm every 2 days is bad, but that's good. I'm awake.
Well, I'm so happy you're spending your evening late night. Well, actually, hours of the future. You're in tomorrow already. I'm so happy that you came in the space today. And I thought about you earlier today actually because I've been so busy doing things. I kind of got away. I don't know if you remember. I told you I was teaching myself German, and I'd kind of gotten off that for a while. And when you're learning a language, you kind of, when you don't do it every day, you kind of forget a lot. So I've kind of picked back up in that. And actually for my birthday, I got a couple of books on German as well. So hopefully one day in the near future, I'll actually be able to talk in your language and just confuse everyone, about what the heck are those guys saying.
Ja, hört sich gut an. Bin ich mal gespannt, wie das wird.
I'm not there yet. Dang it! I'd kept my lessons up. I would.
I said basically to you that it's fun, and I want to see how it will work out.
Yay! Yeah, I can. I'm not even gonna try, but very, very limited so far. But I will, since I have you up here, I would like to invite you one day. Don't know when. One day, I would love to have an educational space with like you and our VP of Education, Jared. Maybe we can pick a topic and we can all just do an education space together. Do you think? So I'll just put you on the spot. Do you think it's something you would do? Would you come and do an education space with us?
Well, yeah, I'm always open to just have the philosophy on education, everything that there is. Well, currently it comes down to time, so time is super limited. But I guess
I was about to say maybe we could do it.
message me on that kind of things.
Yeah, maybe I could do it like on a weekend, so we could do it on a weekend, so I could do it a lot earlier, so it's not you're not up at 1 o'clock in the morning doing it, But maybe way in the future, way in the future.
It's all fine, no
love having
worries.
you. So since you're working really hard, Gandalf, what are you working on?
Literally everything. Like there's no distinctive thing that I can just like scratch out or just change it up. Like it is from working for things on myself, working for Safemoon, working for things to prepare, looking into the future, near and far, and all this kind of stuff. So when the time is right, you will see it, and you most likely see it then on my account. But other than that, well, can't just really just like put the ideas out now because you know how it is.
And can't have you on a space and not ask you, be like, so what are you working on?
It's no problem. I'm used to it that at least one asks what's about, like what's happening.
Yeah, we both know you're talking about Don Bailey. That's okay.
I'm talking about literally everyone asking me what I'm doing.
Everyone,
if I can review the product. Everyone.
That's okay. That's okay, Gandalf. We love having you, and I love that you have the sense of humor and you let us pick with you. So
I'm totally fine, man. That's the contrary to the basic German, right?
Exactly. So, Mr. Jason, we still don't have Grove yet, and that's totally okay. They have a lot going on, especially now that I know they have a delay going on. So I'm sure there's probably a lot of stuff back in there, but that's okay. With or without Grove, we're going to do a Grove space. So, Mr. Jason, would you like to give me kind of the basics of Grove token?
Yeah, sure. It's actually really kind of an interesting project. I've done some research into it, and but basic tokenomics is total of 10% tax. They have a 2% that goes to burn, 3% goes to marketing, 3% is for reflections, and then 1% goes to liquidity and 1% buyback. So definitely looks to me like they're positioning for the future with with the buyback aspect, with the burn aspect, the liquidity aspect, and the marketing, and also rewarding their holders for holding on and giving them some rewards as well. Other than that,
I'm being
did
told
I catch you off?
no, I'm being told that I need to update my name of the space. I had Grove Tome instead of Grove Token. It's fixed now.
I know you're always, yeah. I know you're always super busy, and and I want to apologize to everybody. First of all, for it being a little bit off center today. With us kind of having to change things up just a little bit, but we'll make it, and we'll do it, and we'll figure it out. So Appreciate you guys hanging in there with us. We are going to have a giveaway, so don't go anywhere. But really, really appreciate you guys kind of hanging in there. Looking over um, their situation, they laid out a roadmap that goes pretty much all the way to quarter 1 in 2024. Um, and in quarter 1, they did everything they said they were going to do, which was primarily their launch, getting on Coin Market Cap, CoinGecko, um, doing their social media advertising, and having their contract audited. So they are definitely have done all those things. For quarter 2, as they were mentioning earlier, there's a little bit of delay on some of it, but 3 out of the 5 things they've already done. They're working on some renewable energy partnerships, as well as some donations and an exchange listing. I don't want to go too far into all of it. Just in the event that they are able to pop in and give them also something to talk about when and if they get there. Um,
Hey, Jason, Whiskey's got his hand up, and he's been posting a lot of Grove stuff. I bet he can tell us some cool
absolutely.
stuff. I bet he can tell us some cool stuff about Grove. Whiskey, what's up?
Hey, I just wanted to mention quick that Mindy's here. She's the queen of Grove. She knows all the answers to everything that she can answer. I'll put it that way. But she knows all of this, all about our staking and farming and quadroponics and aquaponics and all that good stuff. She's here.
Well, Miss Mindy, yeah, and by the way, Mindy is also the COO of Grove. So, Miss Mindy, if you would, oh, okay, we got you up now. Fantastic. How are you doing today, Miss Mindy?
It is a day in crypto, but it's a good day. How are you all?
Isn't it? It's one of those days, but it's always a day like that in crypto. We're doing absolutely fantastic. So glad that you could pop in and join us. Um, I don't know how long you've been in the space or necessarily what you've heard up to this point,
I just
but
got here.
all okay. All we have basically done at this point was briefly go over your tokenomics, and I was just kind of explaining to them that you had had accomplished all the things that you set out to do in your roadmap for quarter 1, and most of the things you had set out to do for quarter 2. So now you're all caught up.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right. So we are of the mindset that we go to work to work. So we are constantly working, and from where the other founders and core team are on the other side of the world, and I'm in the United States. It's a machine that really is around the clock. So it just seems to work really well.
All right, so
Absolutely,
what
absolutely.
what,
Go
what
ahead,
I
Nathan.
think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pretend like the last 20 minutes of space like it didn't happen. Let's pretend like it didn't happen, and we'll just kind of go like we just started, so that way I make sure I get you the time that you deserve and the show that you deserve, because we want to make sure that we really focus on our guests and make sure that they get the right light on their project. So typically what I do, Miss Mindy, is I ask my guests to give me kind of like just an elevator kind of pitch of what is the project, just kind of give us like a quick overview. Then we'll kind of dig deeper into like your roadmap and ask you questions about what individual things are. Of course, I only ask questions of stuff that is public knowledge. I don't want to know anything that's NDA or anything like that. So if we ask something that we're not supposed to, we do our best not to. Just say I can't talk about that. Totally cool. We understand. Then at the end, I'm going to ask you questions about you as a person, because I think one of the biggest problems in crypto, especially in DeFi, is to lose that human aspect. They forget that there's real life people behind those Twitter profiles, especially when they're upset about something, tweet a bunch of mean stuff. So I try to make a human element into projects, let people get to know you as a person as well. Crazy personal or anything like that, but just a little bit about you, so people can kind of attach to you as well. So that's kind of the way we're going to run. So, Miss Mindy, if you would, please give me like your elevator, like just overdraft pitch of what is Grove Token.
Whew. Grove Token is a token that has quite the extensive roadmap. It is, if you look at the roadmap, we do have several market trends. For instance, that there's play to earn, play to burn gaming, there's NFTs, all those types of things. So I definitely encourage you to look at the roadmap and see all the many different things. We also are creating a metaverse, which we released about a month and a half ago, a 5 minute sneak peek into it. It has its own team working on that. We also are getting ready to release our Grove Keeper, which is our DeFi wallet, which I understand, that there are several DeFi wallets. However, what makes ours different is ours, will be a cross chain, but it will also be an insured wallet. And as it gets closer to release, we'll go over more about the insurance. And just to give you like examples of insured wallets, but not trying to compare to the magnitude of those companies at all. So like Coinbase and Binance are both insured wallets. If you go under their about, you can read all about it. But it was really a necessity, because as we all know, if you've been in crypto even a couple months, the culture that sometimes that crypto is, and so it's just giving people that added security for that. And it's being having insurance on a wallet isn't new technology. Like that's not new at all. However, it's extremely expensive to be able to do it, and so a lot either don't know it exists or also with the cost of it. So those are some things that are in or that are in our roadmap. For instance, we also have what's called Green Oasis, which will be our blockchain. One thing that you'll notice about us is that we very much believe in token coexistence. So we have two utilities that even emphasize token coexistence. So one of those, of course, is Green Oasis, which will be a blockchain for other green cryptos, because we primarily are an Earth Center token with Green Living, which I'll get to in just a moment. But we also have what's called GGP, or Grove Green Platform, which is being created kind of like a coin market cap, but for other green cryptos. So we have those two projects, those two utilities that again are based on token coexistence, and to also bring more light into the green initiative, and of course with mass adoption with that as well. But then going back to how that we are a green crypto, so two of our utilities, or host rather, because there'll be multiple utilities within them, is renewable energy and hydroponic and aeroponic farming. And so with those, we will be producing commercial, residential, and agricultural for renewable energy, and also our hydroponic and aeroponic farms. We will not be producing vegetables. We'll actually be distributing um, the actual units themselves. But again, they will be built to scale. And then they, of course, will be with retailers, contracts, and other things as well. But just to give you like the fastest that I could give you a rundown of all that. But definitely encourage you to do your own research and also look at the roadmap yourself. If you go to like the official Twitter page, you'll notice the pinned tweet is our link tree, which was a gift from Safemoon, which I know that you all are a Safemoon partner as well. But it has all of our social media links on there, and so that way that you can use that or try to utilize that anyway as parts of your do your own research. But you'll be able to click to the website there as well.
I always ask. I always say the same thing. I say, "Give me elevator pitch," and they always go, "Well," it's always like this huge thing because everyone's doing so much. All these projects we have on are doing so much. I love to hear that. It's not just like, well, reflections and we're a thing. No, you're like doing things to change the world, and I absolutely love that. Um, before we before we move on, though, can please to retweet this space so we can get all of our friends and family in here. I would really appreciate that. Speaking of friends and family, Holly girl, I see you. Thank you so much for stopping by this space. I've missed you. I haven't talked to you in a while. So hello, Holly. I love that you're here. Everyone, please retweet the space. We are going to be giving away a giveaway on our end. There will be a giveaway of some glow tokens later on. So stick around for that. So everyone retweet. And then next, I'm going to turn it over to my co-host, the brains of the operation here, Jason, to ask a question. Then we'll kind of go back and forth and ask Mindy tons of questions about Grove. So on to you, Jason.
Sure. So, Miss Mindy, in the obviously you're very familiar with the crypto space and how it works, and just you can go into a day with a certain plan, and it's always a matter of improvise, adapt, and overcome, so to speak, because things are going to change the scenario up right throughout the course of the day. What have you found has been the most challenging things as the chief operation officer for Grove? What have you found to be the most challenging and that goes along with that position and your role there? And what have you done or what have you found to be able to help navigate that?
Well, I mean, um I worked for Two Tokens previously, so I was already very much prepared. In a lot of ways, I mean, not all, but in a lot of ways, I was already prepared for the temperament and the the timeline of things. So really, I would like to say that there have been no challenges. But at the same time, you can't really say that because not every day is rainbows. But there has not been something that's been like a bogged down for days kind of challenge. Do you know what I'm saying? Like there hasn't been a situation like that.
Sure, sure. Absolutely, absolutely. I always like to ask our guests that question because like I said, crypto is very different animal, and so I'm always really interesting. And we're going to get into your background and more of that, like we just said a little bit later. But I always like to just find out, the biggest challenges that you personally had to deal with.
Okay, I have a question for Mindy, and this is kind of on topic, kind of off topic. Have you been able to go to Dubai yet?
Yeah, I've been to Dubai twice.
I am so 100% jealous of you. I watch so
Oh,
many travel YouTubes, and Dubai is like one of my favorite places. So, okay, just random. Tell me about Dubai and how amazing is it?
Dubai is every picture that you've ever seen is an accurate depiction of Dubai. It truly is amazing, and it's beyond astonishing to know that they are less than 55 years old. I think it's only 53 years old, the country itself. So it is it's amazing. Like it's almost like sensory overload. So if you're a person that has seen anything about Dubai, you may want to, because it will definitely be sensory overload when you get there and you see all the many different things, appreciation of different cultures. Like it's not, a misconception that a lot of people have, especially on this side of the world, is that things are very very strict. That it's almost like an uncomfortableness that it has to be this way, or that you can get in trouble. Those types of things. Which I mean, on some topics, of course, but no, I mean it's a very relaxed atmosphere. It's very, very clean. They, of course, have and it's so progressive. So how, which I don't know how it is in your life, but in my life, I don't have that many friends that are in my daily life, or in my family that are in crypto. So it's not like I can just pick up the phone, chit chat, and all of those things per se, but a few, but not many. And then there is, or like if you go out in the city or town that you live in and you just try to strike up a conversation about Web3 or crypto, you're not probably going to find too many people. Well, in Dubai, Dubai is, and I've said for a long time that Dubai is being created to be like the center for crypto, and it very, very much is. If you meet, like for instance, if you go in your own city or town and you walk up to 5 people, I don't know if those 5 people will know anything about crypto or Web3. You go to Dubai and you meet 5 people and you ask them about crypto. If you ask them about crypto or Web3, you're going to probably find some people that know what you're talking about, because that's how much of a thing that it is there. And they even have they even have the blockchain center. They have several companies in Dubai already accept crypto as payment. It goes based on the blockchain. It's not like per token. It's based on whatever blockchain that they're on. So you just call them, and like when you make your reservations or you're trying to find out who does, you just call around and say, "Hey, do you accept BSC? Hey, do you accept Ethereum?" And that, so that way that you know. But it's different. But Dubai is everything that you truly think that it would be, and it's, and if you're an American, our money is 3.5 times more than theirs. So you can actually go there relatively very cheap. Most people think, especially if you travel abroad, that it's going to be astronomical, but actually it's extremely, extremely cheap to travel abroad, especially in the Middle East. And so I mean, it's definitely something that you should put on your list as something to experience, because it's amazing. It truly, truly is, and just the way that they are, their mannerisms, and everything about it, honestly.
That place is on my to the moon list. Everyone makes their, like, once we go to the moon, I'm going to do XYZ. When one of my projects goes to the moon, that is on my bucket list of things to do, is to visit Dubai. And I think I'm slowly already talking the wife into it, because she cares less about crypto, but she loves Middle Eastern culture and food. So I'm like, hey, look, check this out, as Middle Eastern culture and food and stuff, and I like crypto, and like between the two of us, we totally can, like, do this thing. I also have to relate to you. So I speak to hundreds of people a week on Twitter Spaces about crypto. My real, I guess you say, in real life friends say crypto is magic, imaginary internet money, and yeah. So I can completely relate to you. My in real life people are like, crypto's dumb and it's made up, but yet I talk about it to hundreds of people a week. So yeah, it'd be refreshing to have a whole city to know what you're talking about. You mentioned also about Dubai being so clean. I think that is a perfect transition statement to talk about something with Grove. You guys have on your roadmap the green energy contribution in hydroponic farming. Can you talk to us a little bit about that part of the roadmap and how it relates to Grove Token?
Yeah, so it's hydroponic and aeroponic. And so the way that the original thought and research behind it is that we're told that in the Middle East, because like if you recall, like when COVID first happened, which you know um, there was fear of a food shortage. Some people say that there will be one later this fall. But those countries in the Middle East, with COVID, realized that they are completely dependent on imports. Like they don't, and so while they didn't run out of food, it still was enough that it made them aware that if something like COVID, if COVID got worse, or if something like COVID happened again, that they are not self-sustainable. And so that's where the thought behind having hydroponic and aeroponic farming into Grove came into play, is because it's about self sustainability. Both of our host utilities are. And so with the hydroponic and aeroponic farms, and as we all know, the Middle East, they're not blessed with the kind of soil that most of us have, so they can't just plant a garden. They are completely dependent on what's at the market, or have to have like raised gardens, and anyway, it's a long story, but they cannot. And so something like a hydroponic and aeroponic farm is something that would be very much of need in the Middle East, but also, I mean, around the world. Again, we'll have them. You can purchase them globally, but for places like the Middle East, that's why that our concentration, and in Africa and Australia is why that our main concentration is there. So, like with the hydroponic farm has each pod or seed has less than a cup of soil, versus like if you have a in-ground garden, of course, it's a lot more than that. Also, unless you're in a drought, do you ever have to care about rain? Well, of course, in the Middle East, parts of Africa and Australia, it doesn't rain very much, and or is hard to get water, or have to carry water, or all of those things as well. So, with a hydroponic and also aeroponic farm, it requires very minimal water, and it also recycles its water. Meaning, so for instance, like with a hydroponic farm that has less than a cup of soil per seed. Underneath it, it's basically in a bath, but it has a sprinkler system that puts water in the soil, which of course affects the root. Whereas aeroponic has no soil, and it's just the roots exposed, and so the water system is directly hitting the root, but also those nutrients that drop from that are also going back down in the water. And as it recycles itself, it's also giving nutrients to all the other vegetables that you have, because it's also vegetables and fruit. So if it's melons or anything that you choose, you of course can grow it from there. But so that's where the thought behind it went, and just kind of like the components of how it works.
Yeah, that's absolutely really awesome, and I can personally see such a huge benefit for, like you said, for other parts of the world that don't necessarily have the right growing conditions and the things that they need. Water in some cases, like you mentioned. What excuse me, what what fostered this whole concept? That, I mean, obviously Grove has so much going on with it, so much innovation. Um, can you tell us a little bit about what kind of fostered the whole idea, and what made it so important that this avenue was the target, the Green Avenue, and everything that you're doing was the target for growth?
Well, so this project has actually been in planning since September. It didn't launch until March. I joined at the end of January, but uh, the thought behind it, the thought behind those utilities is wanting to make a difference, because while every single token plays a part in mass adoption, you know to us it was, why, if we're going to do mass adoption, and yes, of course, crypto is the whole reason we're here, is for revenue, then why not actually try to do good at the same time? And then so through research and doing the discovery, which, by the way, we very much have a corporate background, and also Grove is set up as a corporate, so everything has a process. Some of those things is a long process, but so in the discovery phase, so if you know anything about projects, there's different stages. So in the discovery stage, when the research is done, sorry, I got a phone call right in that. So it is an $80 billion market last year. Are you there? I'm sorry.
Okay, you're good
Okay,
now. You're
good.
good now.
Yeah, we got you.
Thank
You're
you.
good.
So it was an $80 billion market last year, even during COVID. So you also have to remember that renewable energy is not mass adopted, same as crypto. Well, Oil and gas last year, I think, was 263 or 268 billion dollar market. And so, and also in the Middle East, same as how a lot of countries are starting to use and research hydroponic and aeroponic farms so that they can be self-sustainable. The same also goes with oil and gas. Like for instance, in Dubai, which I already know, they already have a 14 karat gold capsule that they are going to put the very last drop of oil that comes out of Dubai in. So worldwide, the goal is 2050. But Dubai does things at its own pace and love to be number one and absolutely the best. So they are aiming for 2030, and so they call it the year of 30. That's a very common term there. It's in government is the year of 30. That's what the slogan is. So in many areas, not just in oil and gas. So if if renewable energy has not been even mass adopted and is already an $80 billion market, you know that oil and gas is getting ready to come to an end or come to probably only being used commercially primarily and then even phased out. Then what are actually the possibilities of renewable energy with crypto? And so that is why one of the reasons as to why that we chose renewable energy as a part of growth.
Speaking of renewable energy, I see on your roadmap some stuff about solar panels, residential. Let's see what to say. Solar panels, residential, commercial, and agriculture.
Mhm.
Uh, that's exciting. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I can't really get all that into it just because that's not a phase that we're into yet. We try not to overwhelm our people, so we do things in stages. Just like for instance, right now our concentration is releasing our ERC 20, and then our Grove Keeper, and then our hydroponic and aeroponic farm. So it'll come. So I just can't really say more about it yet than what is on the roadmap for those reasons. But so it will be done same as one of the ways anyway. Same as the hydroponic and aeroponic farms. It of course is globally, and also that you'll be able to purchase it as well. And so I wish that I could go into it more than that, but honestly, I cannot.
Oh no, you're fine. We don't want to get you in trouble. And you know, we at Glow have a very similar mantra, right? And that is promise less and deliver more. We do not like to roll things out or say things unless it's rock solid and and we're ready to go with it. So I for one completely understand where you're coming from. At the beginning of the show, we had a little bit before you got here. We had someone, one of our loyal listeners, came on and was talking to us a little bit about something that was supposed to be rolled out today,
Mhm.
and is going to have a delay until a 48-hour delay until Wednesday. Um, can you provide and some perks and bonuses and things you guys are doing for that? Can you, on behalf, since you're the COO, on behalf of Grove, can you kind of lay that out and explain to everyone what's going on?
Yeah, I if anyone knows me at all, they know that I'm definitely not too happy about it. However, at the same time, so we are utilizing a token and a brand called Brew Labs. It's who created our first contract and also our staking and farming and our
Sure.
dashboard and a few other things. But so they are also creating our ERC 20, and it's not just an ERC 20. The contract itself, like we could have already released the token, but but we are also doing a bridge, and so they are doing testing and things for the bridge and the dApps. So instead of launching the token and then attaching the bridge and then having to, go through the possible issues or troubleshooting or any of that while the token is live, instead we're doing that prior because, of course, as you could imagine, that's the responsible thing to do. So that's why that we have the delay is not there's nothing wrong with the contract. There's nothing wrong with the token. Token's also already been audited. The delay has to do with the bridge and testing the bridge to make sure that, and to troubleshoot to make sure that there are no issues and that it's successful. So that way that there will not be issues whenever we turn it on. See, bridging technology, while bridging technology has been around for a while, it's still relatively new to a lot of people. And so this is kind of one of those things when it's kind of new that that we that we decided that sure this is what we'll do. So that's why that there's the delay. Am I in the blockchain?
No, you're good. You're good. I was just about to unmute, and you kept on. I was like, I'm gonna let her keep going because she's a smart lady. I'm not gonna interrupt her. But I will I will second what you're saying. Anyone that's new into this sort of space, that's new into DeFi, you do have to understand that these projects are doing things a lot of times that are brand new, that haven't been done. They're innovating. They're literally trying to change the world. So there's gonna be delays. Uh, but at the end of the day, it's totally worth it. It's totally worth it. And being on this side of a crypto project, it's kind of hard because your holders want to know when is something going to happen, which is absolutely their right. They put their money in. They want to
Mhm.
know, have you done it? Are you doing it? But it's kind of a double-sided sword because if you say, "Yep, we're going to do it this day," to make everyone happy, which is good. But then if something happens on delay, then you're bad because it delay. It's really hard avenue to kind of be in the middle of and make everyone happy. So if you're
Yeah.
new, please get these. Am I kind of speaking your language there?
Yes, and this is what I've also said to people because it's not like we are using coders or technol or sources that we've not made public, right? Because a lot of times projects don't actually disclose who does it, but with the work and the reputation that Brew Labs has, they of course deserve the honor of people knowing, hey, they are actually who did this, right? We just believed in them and allowed them to utilize us. So um, that's what I have told people is to keep in mind, this is their reputation. While this is our reputation as well, everyone knows that it comes from them. So, I it's as much as it's a very stressful situation entirely, it's very much so for them because it is their reputation. So if they feel that it needs to be a little bit longer, well then I'm going to respect that because ultimately it is more so their reputation on the line as well as ours, but more so theirs because it is their technology.
And you bring up a good point as well, and so did Jason in a message. When there's third parties involved, you really have no control over when things are going to happen. You can say solid date, and if they can't have it done or can't give it to you, then there's really nothing you can do about it. But the intelligent thing to do, especially when you're dealing with other people's money, if it's not going to be 100%, delay it. I personally, if I'm going to put my money into something, I would rather you delay than me put my money in and it not work or not go the right place or something. So absolutely, uh, delays are okay. It's a much better because I promise you uh, the backlash of putting out a bad product and your money disappearing is going to be way worse than waiting. So as they say, patience is a virtue. And you got to have a lot of it in DeFi. Stuff happens real fast, and everything's a million miles an hour, but you still got to be patient too, because at the end of the day, it's going to be a lot better for you if you're patient and just wait for the projects to do it the right way. That's the most important thing is doing it the right way. So delays are okay. It's totally cool, and I'm excited about you guys doing the ERC. That's really cool. Um, I do want to ask you another thing that I saw on Roadmap, and I think this is totally okay. I got green check marks by this. Can you talk to us a little bit uh, about staking and farming. Can you tell us a little bit about that as it relates to growth?
Yeah, so we released staking and farming on day 3. With our ERC20 launch, farming will be available day 1. With staking, if Brew Labs is not done with the staking for the ERC20, by the time that the bridge is active, you can always bridge over to BSC and then stake from there. Um, so it's been very, very successful. We've also had, we've already passed our 90-day because we have it set up as day by day, 30, 60, 90, and 180. And a lot of people went for the 90. A lot of people went for the 180, but we've already passed the first threshold. And a lot of those people, especially if you look at our chart, you'll see because we haven't really experienced many sales or anything like that. But even at the 90-day mark and 95-day mark and even 100-day mark, that those people just restaked and left it as that. Which you don't have. Let me say this to clarify: you don't have to restake; it stays staked. But what I mean is, they actually went in there and manually did it, or just kept it there.
And the cool thing I like about staking also is it makes holding so much easier because if you just stake your tokens, forget about it. Just let it be staked. Let it do its thing. You don't see it in your wallet. It kind of takes for me anyway personally. It takes the emotion away from it. I have some projects. I have all my tokens for that project are staked, so I don't think about it, and because it's staked, I honestly never even look at the price because it's all staked and it's doing its thing, and that's my plan for it is to stake it for, a good while and just let it one day check it and be like, oh wow, look what all it did. So that's what I really like
Mhm.
about staking is because it kind of takes that emotion away from it, seeing it in your wallet every day.
Yeah, and also at the same time, I mean, as we all know, um, you're not going to get that APR or APY, whichever way it's set up, um, with a traditional bank. So if you are already happy with the project and want to see what it does long term, then it only makes sense to make more money while it sits there. Or at least that's my opinion of it anyway. So no, I think it's phenomenal. Guys, just to let you know, I have 13 minutes left. And then I have to go because we also have a space with a 20 trillion giveaway at 8:30. So I have to prepare for that.
Okay, no worries, totally okay. So we'll fast forward to uh, the questions I'm going to ask you about you. So tell me about how you got into crypto in the first place. I'll kind of give you like my story a little bit, and then so you get an idea. So I was that person that was trying to get into basically I just wanted to retire before I was 100 years old. So I started getting into stocks, Robinhood. That led me into Bitcoin, Dogecoin, that kind of thing. And then that led me to DeFi and ultimately Safemoon, and then that ended me up here. So, what was your journey into crypto? How did you end up being the CEO of a crypto? What was kind of your first thing you bought?
So actually, it was my son, because my son is a big time gamer, and but my son is also an exceptionally good kid. And well, I mean, he's 18 now, but he's still a kid. But anyway, so in 2013, he came to me and he was like, "Mama, I need some money for these coins." And I said, "What coins? What are you talking about?" He said, "There's this guy's uncle at school that's selling these coins, and I use them online." And so he was a gamer, so I just thought it would with gaming. I didn't have a clue. And I said, "Okay." I said, "All right." I said, "What? How much do you want? Like, what is this for?" And he said, "Mama," he said, "It's just for my coins." He said, "I just need it for my coins." Because I've always promoted my son. He's always had a very strong worth ethic. And so he's, taking cookies and all that kinds of stuff, candies, all that, and sold it at school. We definitely have the money for it. However, if that makes him be responsible and all of those things. That was my parenting. And so I said, sure, fine. And so he said, Mama, I'm gonna turn around and sell them. I said, okay. And I said, so, how much, do you want? He told me all of that. And of course, I gave him more and than what he asked for. And lo and behold, found out that those tokens were Bitcoin in 2013. So that's what these coins that he said, Mama, I got to have money to get these coins for. So that's how my crypto journey began, actually. And then, which I didn't really even know anything about crypto, which I mean, I had traded stock. I've traded stock since 98. And so like I had in like 2015, I want to say, maybe 16, but I think it's 15. I started hearing more about crypto, and so I'm very much a dork, and so I hear something, and so therefore I just start researching it, and then started finding out about crypto and things, and so I was into Doge, I was in XRP, all of those things, and then I also got into SHIB, and so I was never on the social media side. I was never, it was never my thing to get on Twitter and or anything or tokens, Facebook, Telegram. I didn't even know what Telegram even was. And so an ex of mine's friend told me, he's like, Mindy, you need to get into SHIB, because I was in Doge, right? And he says, Mindy, you need to get into SHIB. This token just launched not that long ago. You need to get into SHIB. And, went through, how we all are with our friends, right? And so I, of course, was starting to do my research. Never before even went online. Like I went online, but not to, for whatever reason, like a social media site, because I just never did. So I picked up my phone, and for whatever reason, I decided to go to Twitter, which I was never really a big Twitter person either. And so for whatever reason, I decided to go to Twitter one day, and started. And while I was researching SHIB, and then saw that, wow, there's a community. Wow, there's this. Like I was completely blown away that such a thing even exists, even though I had done it for so long. I didn't, because I was completely clueless to it. And so from there, I would make posts, those types of things, just because, just to try and be involved. And, here or there. And then, so a dev for Saitama reached out to me, and it was actually like the oddest conversation. Started by, do you hold any Saitama? And this was like day one or day two of launch. And was like, do you own any, do you have any Saitama? And I replied back, because I had no idea who he was. And because his Twitter name is not his actual name like it is on the website. And I said, well, I don't really know if that's any of your business. And he said, oh, and he said something along the lines like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I was just wondering if you hold Saitama. And I said, well, this is a really weird conversation. I said, but yes, I do hold Saitama. And then that's when he went into who he is. And so, of course, I was embarrassed, all of that, and asked me if I wanted to be on the team of Saitama. So I was, I entered Saitama as an investor on day 3, and he told me that, and so I was, and so he put me on the core team, of Saitama, and so, and also put me on his personal team, because they each have teams, and so I was the, so not only was I on his team, I was asked, to be the mod and to create the community of, and to organize and to manage the community of Saitama on Twitter and also on Facebook. And then from that, I went from, and so in November, they had another one of their tokens did a V2, which is Impact XP. And so I was asked to help with their contract migration. And then I was asked if I was asked if I would transfer there, so that way and be listed as their community manager, not just a mod, because it's anyway. And so I was then labeled technically as the community manager, and was that until mid-January. And then from there, I was not gone from Impact XP even 20 minutes. Like, I'm telling you, it wasn't even 20 minutes. It couldn't have been before John reached out to me. John is our CEO and CFO of Grove and the original founder. And he reached out to me. He reached out to me on Twitter. He reached out to me on Telegram. And if I'm not mistaken, he even reached out to me on my personal Facebook and was like, "Hey, my name is John. I'm the CEO and founder of Grove. How the conversation went." And the next thing you know, I am. He asked me if I would be a co-founder of Grove, and and all the parameters of that, and here we are. It's kind of a long answer, but there's the entire history of it.
Thank you so much. I just love adding the human side to it. And she is going to be in space in a couple of minutes, so I don't want to keep her any longer. I did pin that to the top. If you're not following Mindy, please do that now. That's the easiest way to follow someone into a space, because if you're following them, you'll see them up at the top. I also pinned the space to the top of our space, so that way you can go and continue your Grove education tonight. Miss Mindy, I know you have to go, so I will tell you thank you so much for coming by today and spending time with us. I know you're a very, very busy lady, and thank you so much for spending time with us and telling us about Grove tonight.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and thank you for letting me come up and speak. If you want to do a more extended version, just let's schedule it. I'll be more than happy. I'll be more than happy to come in when I do have more time, so that way we can get more in depth. But thank you for letting me have the floor. And yeah, so let's go.
Mindy, thank you so much. And if you would, I already sent you a follow. If you would, please follow me and Jason up at the top here. Jason is the brains behind this whole operation. He does all of our scheduling of the shows. So if you would, please follow Jason and just send a message to him so we can have a line of communication. So we can definitely have you on. We definitely want to have you on in the future show. We 100% support Unite DeFi, and even more so, anyone else that's a Safemoon partner is always welcome to come on GLOWNATION. So,
Absolutely. Oh,
please,
one more
please,
thing.
yes, ma'am.
Sorry. I cannot leave without saying hello to my dear friend Gandalf.
No, hello, Mandy. Love you. And I know
Oh,
that you are so ultra busy, especially in these coming 10 days. We talked about this. It was like 1 to 2 months ago, right?
no,
How
it went
fast the
by like a
time moves.
rocket, didn't it?
That is crazy. So, I will just spam you, and I know we'll have to wait like everybody else until the beginning of July to know what happens. But I'm rooting for you, and I'm not only crossing the fingers, I'm seriously hoping that everything goes fine, because it is not only a freaking, let's just say it in this way, a freaking change for you, and it is really freaking because it can literally bring a change to DeFi. And
Yeah.
everything to that is something which affects us all, whether somebody is
Mhm.
holding growth or not. If you have the opportunity and you can make it right, that the opportunity just rings it in, I am so happy for all of you, whether somebody invested $5 or 5 million or whatever dollars in it, doesn't matter the amount. They were a part with you, taking and just like following you and hoping that everything works out. And I can't just wait to see what happens. Seriously.
Yeah, I know. It's no stress, no pressure, no stress, no pressure. But it really is just a few days away, and it's not just what it does for Grove and of course for our holders. And it wouldn't matter if it was 50 cents. 50 cents still stacks up, and you're still just an equal member as somebody who contributes 1 million. You're still a part of it. And so I mean, it's not just, for us, but it's truly changing for DeFi. And so it's crazy because I've had major news outlets like ABC News and other news around the world that are of course on Twitter and saw the invite and things and want to be the first in the know as to how it all went down. So uh, big times coming, big times coming. And then of course we just had to throw in. Let's just all already have also a ERC launch. Let's do a bridge. Let's do beta for the wallet. All at the same time because if DeFi wasn't 100 miles an hour, it'd be no fun at all.
Exactly.
Mindy, I got a question. I
Mhm.
wasn't going to ask, but I'm going to ask. And when Gandalf started talking, it made me think about speaking different languages. It sounds like you speak my language, Mindy. I can hear it in your voice. So, without asking you where you're from, I'm going to say something. You tell me if it means something to you. If I said, Mindy, you fixing to have a long night. Bless your heart. Does that sound like something you heard growing up?
It does. Well, I am fully doxxed. These people even have my mother's phone number. I couldn't be, and my back taxes. Like there is nothing, and my blood type. There is
Okay.
nothing that they're gonna unearth.
Okay. Okay, Mandy,
But
where you from? Because it sounds like you live in a real close state to me.
I'm from Kentucky. I'm from the Appalachian Mountains, actually, of
Okay.
Kentucky. And what's so funny is, around here, people say I have no accent. Like they, I'm not kidding you. They treat me like I'm some strange foreigner. They think I'm a northerner, which is, and so they act like I have no accent at all. I'm like, no, I'm telling you, I know you all don't hear it. I don't hear it, but everybody else apparently hears it. So I don't know.
Us Southern people, we pick up on our own people.
Yes, there's that drawl that you hear.
Yes, you were talking. I was like, oh, she's Southern. I can tell. I am too. So,
Yeah, no, I'm very proud to be, and I feel very, very honored and privileged that my heritage is of this. So no, I love being a Southern.
well, Mindy, you my people, and I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna kick you out because I know you got another space in
Oh,
20 minutes, and I want you to have a breather.
well, I mean, it's not a breeder. I still got 500 things I gotta go wrangle up.
That's why I said, girl, bless your heart.
All I know is thank God this is virtual, so it's only as fast as my fingers and my brain would work. Because I would be as thin as a rail right now if I had to run as fast as all this goes. So,
And the cool thing about all this is you can, just like I'm doing right now, you can do it in your jamming jams, and no one needs to know the difference.
exactly, it's phenomenal. I never in my life have I worked from home, and I can tell you the fact that one thing is the one bonus to it. So, but uh, but at the same time, I kind of miss the other side. But no, it's quite lovely that I can have my morning coffee in my PJs and go solve world problems at the same time.
What?
So,
You don't sit in your suit every day? Like I'm sitting here at middle of the night, like Saturday in the night with my suit. Of course, no pajamas.
ah, are you serious? You probably do though, Gandalf.
Of course not, lol.
I was,
Of
I could
course not.
I could picture Gandalf totally doing that though, for
I
real.
could too. I could too.
Nah. I literally have one suit, and that's all. Because I think that suits, and I'm just being honest. If you have a real important business meeting and you have a real kind of occasion where you need to just wear this, for example, or like a wedding or whatever, that's totally fine because it's normal, right? But other than that, why should I wear it to look cool? I could just look cool if I have my like pajamas or maybe like some kind of, I don't know, sweatshirt or whatever on. It comes down to the perspective, and you know how it is. Nobody sits there in the suit on a PC in the space. Nobody does that.
Gandalf, I think you would make whatever jammy jams you're wearing look really nice and professional because you were wearing them. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, cool. It's good that there's no kind of picture on there, but that's cool.
That's so funny, Gandalf. Well, like I said, I gotta go because we do have our official Grove space at 8:30, and we're giving away 20 trillion Grove, and a holy a night of madness. I'm probably on my fifth cup of coffee when I only have one kind of day. So yeah, but thank you all so much for having me, and when I have more time that I can give you, I would be happy to come back and do a follow up interview and go more in depth if you have time as well.
Yes, I was actually just gonna say. I'm not gonna say if we have you back. When we have you back, we're absolutely gonna do another Grove show. When we can. Like that's 100% gonna happen. I've absolutely loved you on the show tonight. So yeah, we're doing this again. 100%, we're doing this again.
Thank you. But you all take care. Of course, much love to the Safemoon community. And I've said this. I couldn't tell you how many times. If I've made no good decisions in this project, it has been to make sure that we were on the Safemoon swap. Like I was like, and I drove the other founders nuts about it. So if I've done no other, if I do nothing else, I at least did that right. So much love to the Safemoon community, and also I see a few of my beloved Wolfpack in here as well. You all take care, and I'll see you in 15 minutes tomorrow or whenever. Bye, guys.
Thank you, Mindy. Okay, for all of my loyal folks that are still here, I don't know if you saw it or not, but I snuck a tweet up there at the top. You actually all have oh, yeah, some of you saw it. You have a chance to win 10 billion Glow V2 tokens. What you have to do is you have to comment on that tweet, hashtag Glow V2. You have to retweet it. You must be following the official Glow Token LLC, and you have to be in this space to win. I've got to actually like talk to you and say, hey, who are you? DM me your OX number because I got the tokens. So if you guys could do that, I would 100% appreciate it. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to tell you crazy kids a little bit about Glow. Since it's a Glow space, we like to talk about ourselves just a little bit here and there. What is Glow? Glow is a deflationary token. You also get reflections. Those reflections come from you have a 15% buy and sells tax, but that money goes to a good place. 10% of it goes back to you in BUSD rewards. So you're not getting Glow back, you're getting stable coins. I'm afraid to say stable coin anymore, but you get stable coins, BUSD rewards. So that's really cool. Part of that tax goes to two daily lotteries, one of which is you have to hold at least $20 worth of Glow. If you have $20 worth of Glow daily, we do a random drawing of those wallets, and you can win $100 in BUSD. So that's really cool. There's another lottery. It takes a little bit more time because the wallet has to fill up, so it all depends on volume and all that. If you hold at least $50 worth of Glow, it is $10,000 in BUSD. So you have a chance of winning 10,000 BUSD just randomly in your wallet one day, just for holding $50 worth of Glow. The amount of Glow we're giving away tonight is going to get you really close to, one of them lotteries. Anyway, here's the part that really makes me happy. Part of that tax goes to a charity wallet. Now, every month when the community says, hey, these are the charities that we would like to see the money go to, then the community votes on those charities. Then we get one that wins. But don't worry, the team makes sure that those charities are legit and the money is actually going where it's supposed to and not going to just, some random CEO or something. We actually vet these charities. Once everything is, Gucci and the team community has voted on it, they get the contents of that charity wallet. So, of course, depending on volume of that month, how much money is in it. So far, we're a little over like $31,000 in charitable donations from Glow. The idea of the name Glow is glowing up DeFi because we want to shed some light into the darkness of DeFi, meaning that all the team members are doxxed. We support, transparency, security, and education, but also glowing up the darkness of the world as well. So bringing some charitable donations to those places, in the world where it needs to be. So yeah, that's the cool stuff about Glow. We also just did an updated roadmap. We actually have NFT marketplace that we're coming out with very shortly. Jason, what am I missing? Add some stuff to this for me.
I really don't think that you're missing anything. I mean, we've given away I don't know how many thousands of dollars at this point, over $30,000 charity wise, and it's it's really been a thing, especially with the economy the way that it is, and the betting that happens on behalf of Brian and our team. It is they literally like go hand deliver these checks into to these charities in many cases, and there's so much vetting that goes on before the community even has an opportunity to vote. And it goes to a small process. It's an internal vote with those of us that are inside of Glow to help to narrow the range down. You actually don't even have to own Glow to nominate or vote for the charity, but it is narrowed down by those of us who are on the team, usually to narrow it down to like five, and then by open vote, and then that's put out for the community to then vote on it. But during times like this, it's really nice when people are struggling, people that would normally donate to their favorite charities and etc. And at times are a little tight, wallets are a little tighter. It's nice to be able to show up with $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 and donate it to a worthwhile charity, right? So definitely make sure that if you're interested in charity, if you support charity, if you want to nominate your charity, a charity that you believe in, that they do have to be legitimate, of course, that they will be vetted. But if they are, like 501c3, for example, and all that, we just, Brian and our team likes to make sure that these funds don't just go to paying somebody, for salary, that it actually goes to exactly where it is. With that said, I have to make an admission. I am actually very upset, and I'm upset because I just found out that I don't have to wear a suit and tie when I do this show. Gandalf is the one that just told me that, and I did not know that.
You're welcome.
You've been wearing a suit and tie the whole time?
I've been wearing a suit and tie the whole time. I can't believe it. I did not get the memo.
Gandalf, you finally you told him what we're doing?
Well, someone has to do it. I mean, I have to wait for it, educate him.
We love our Gandalf. We do. And speaking of, Gandalf is going to be on the Glowing Up DeFi podcast that is done by our Vice President of Education, Mr. Jared, coming soon. And so be looking out for that. That will be put out on the Glow V2 official YouTube and some other places. But he has been kind enough to join a conversation with Jared and I relative to education in the crypto space, and sharing all of his knowledge that he has with our listeners. So very much appreciate you, Gandalf, for squeezing in some time for us and being willing to do that with us.
You're welcome, always. And I said before, when Legion just back on the day just came to me and asked me about that earlier, but when it was like different, right? Where it's more like come to the space and talk about things left, right. Whenever the time's there, I will do it. And it comes down to actually focusing what is important and what not. And education is always important, and maybe to give the people a kind of different view so they understand why education is not something which only people with glasses and just reading 50 books just needs to be acknowledged, but everybody actually is just making their own education every day and just getting the kind of knowledge that they have So that kind of aspect needs to be forced in the way that people understand that just learning a simple path can be a big thing to change for everyone.
Absolutely. Just like I just learned, I don't have to wear a tie to do these shows. So,
Gandalf educating people everywhere. I love it.
yes, yes, and I totally agree. And like I said, we love Gandalf, and super happy that he is willing to join us in different platforms. We've had him on GLOWNATION. Um, I'm sure we'll have him again in the future on GLOWNATION. But it really doesn't matter where he's at. He is a really, really super smart guy and really has a ton of information for those of you who are, no matter what your skill level is or your knowledge level is of crypto, you can always learn something from Gandalf in one of our spaces. So we will announce, and I, I I didn't say this earlier, because I was trying to clear some things up, but we will absolutely announce when that will be available. It will not be a live space, but here's what you can do. You can send your questions that you might like to ask to Mr. Gandalf, to either Jared or myself, and we will pass that by Gandalf and let him have the opportunity to address that in the recording so that it is there whenever it comes out.
Sorry, I was going between my pages and I lost Twitter. I will tell everyone, especially you newer people into crypto, if you're in here, if you have not been in an education space or listened to an education podcast or paid any attention to Gandalf, I strongly encourage you to do that. That's what I did. In the beginning was I devoured every space the Gandalf was in, every YouTube channel video that I could that was on education. It really will save you in the long run. So if you have not done the education spaces or the education podcasts or the education YouTube videos, please do that. You'll thank me later, I promise you. So if any bit of education you can get, please listen and go to these spaces. It's utmost important. It's your money, protect it. Get educated for sure. Before I speak to my winner, I don't know if y'all saw it, pinned it to the top. Mr. Jason, did you have something else to add?
I just wanted to give Gandalf the opportunity to, Gandalf, if you would, just for our audience, for those that don't know you, right? Give us your personal elevator pitch, right? Who are you? What are you about? And so people that can understand why we so strongly support you and your knowledge.
Yeah, well, I can make it pretty brief in that case. I'm Gandalf. I'm 33 years old, and I'm from Germany, and I'm working full time for Safemoon as a Safemoon educator and content creator, being there for the Safemoon army and the Safemoon partners, and doing as much as I can in the way to connect people, educate them, and bring them the kind of joy with crypto. Because standard education in this way goes more into books and giving you articles and writing things up. And I decided way long ago to go into the way that when I have something which I like and I want to talk about, I try to help people to get on the same train because together we can change things. And when I can help at least one person in a space to just know something new or just having a better feeling about what he's doing in crypto, because it could be a wild west in crypto, right? I've done a good thing for myself and I know that I succeeded. So, and that just was the motivation that I had in the beginning. And well, it went from being volunteer with Safemoon to being fully hired and fully working full time. And that is basically the thing in very short.
Well, that's the short story to it. And you know, everybody who can hear me, he is very modest individual. He is brilliant, and he is an absolute friend to Glow and to Glow Nation and to the Glowing Up DeFi podcast. And I, along with Legion, definitely would encourage you to, if he's talking, it would behoove you to listen.
Yes, if you see Gandalf in space, just go in space and listen. For real. I agree
Well,
100%.
thanks for the flowers, but I always tend to say, and that is my true belief, I'm not special. I'm like everybody else in the room because my profession might make me special in the way the things that I say or the things that I try to bring to people. But as a human, I'm the same as everybody else. And we all together make the change into crypto and everything around it. And that is important to know because, and that is also the thing, when you lose the kind of track of yourself and going into a way where you think that what you do makes you different in a way and that you have to have a different standpoint than other people, you are losing the sight of what you want to do. And what I want to do is literally bring the joy to people and help them. And if I just like drift off and say that this makes me in a kind of way different from others, so I can choose who I want to educate and choose who I want to just like talk to, that is not my target. So I always said to me from the beginning, whether I have one follower, 20,000 followers, or a million followers at some point, whether it's possible or not, I will still be the same and I will still aim to be the same because the following just gives me the appreciation that the people that listen to me and just being there understand what they hear from me and want to hear more. And this gives me more responsibility rather than fame or feeling that other people might have from getting followers in the way. So I highly appreciate that whoever's just supporting my education, sharing my tweets, being there with me. And I will always try to repay that in a way with education and doing more for the army. And maybe soon you will hear more about that. But in that kind of case, we're all evolving, and me and my work field is also evolving too.
Thank you for that, Gandalf. And I have a feeling you're about to be real busy with some real cool stuff. But we'll talk about that later when all the cool stuff happens that I know.
Who
that,
knows?
Who knows? Who knows? I'm just waiting for be like, cool story, bro.
Exactly.
All right.
Well, and also Stevie Wonder could see that there's a reveal coming relative to Gandalf, right? So,
So what?
yeah, no, no. Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm going to lock you in, Gandalf, when this hypothetical news may come out. I'm going to bug the crap out of you until you come on Donation and share it with us.
Okay, Gandalf. So Jason said some really cool stuff's about to happen really, really soon. And Gandalf, you're supposed to say?
Well, I have no idea. Not an
No,
NDA because I still don't have the idea what he's about to tell and what that is. Because apparently some people know more than I do, and that is always interesting.
No, it starts with cool.
Nah, that's not a cool story. That is a kind of confusing story. But yeah, cool story, Jace.
Yeah, he's not gonna let us do it. He's not gonna let us do it. It's okay. We love you, Gandalf. We love you, Gandalf. I'll be watching and waiting. But yeah, for sure, everybody, tune in to Gandalf anytime you can.
And hey, Jason, speaking of giving back, I think now's a good time to talk to Mr. Autocrat because he won our 10 billion glow.
Sweet.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Good. I think didn't you win another giveaway on an earlier space?
I think I've won Grove before.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
I love repeat offenders. Well, Mr. Autocrat, we're following each other, so it shouldn't be hard. So if you would, please send me a DM. Send me a DM of your OX, and I actually am holding that glow token for you, so I will send that your way.
Will do. I appreciate you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for showing up. Let me
No
see.
problem. I always do.
Man, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to go to Mr. Jason. Can you tell us about our next our next show. We have a show Friday at 6. Who do we have on Friday, Mr. Jason?
We have Cure Token, and it's really, I think it's going to be one of our. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at something else. I really think it's going to be a really really good show. You and I, we try to focus on solid projects, of course, but projects that so many of them that we focus on have real world utility, real world applications, things that honestly, it's not just about buying to an investment. It has some other type of meaning to it, right? So Cure is dedicated to using the power of decentralized finance to help rid the planet of dreadful diseases like cancer, for example. They're partnering with global research teams and drawing from a real wealth of experience in the innovation and technology and charitable sectors. They will be actually utilizing the capacity to, and I don't want to give out too much, but they're actually going to have a way where, for example, cancer patients can anonymously upload their data about their medical history and stuff like that to researchers who will be able to then use that information without anybody knowing their name or anything like that. Be able to use that information for research and to be able to help work towards finding the answers to some of these awful things that that people have to deal with. Um, it is a tax token. Um, at least half of it goes to a charity function. But it's really, I don't want to give away too much, but it's really going to be a very good space with a different twist. And this is what Legion, you and I are focused on. It's we can sit back and bring on different tokens 5 times a day, all day, every day, no problem, right? It's bringing out people and bringing out projects that are trying to bring a light to DeFi, which is our motto with Glow. So, really, really looking forward to being able to introduce them and being able to have a conversation with them about how they're using technology and NFTs and all that to bring data to researchers anonymously that can make a difference. So really super excited. Friday, 6 p.m. Central. We might have another show on Wednesday. If we do, Legion and I will definitely put that out. But we definitely and absolutely have Cure, CURE token that will be on Friday at 6 Central.
So, and I'll create that space as soon as I get off here. I can't. Okay, so I don't know if y'all know this, but whenever you have a scheduled space, you actually can't create more than one. So that's why you only ever see one space scheduled. So as soon as this space ends, I'll go in and well, if I have one Wednesday, I might not create this one yet. I might create the one for Friday, Wednesday, because we pending might have a show Wednesday. So be on the lookout and we'll take. Okay, I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
If you haven't yet, follow me and Jason, and you'll definitely know when we have upcoming spaces.
Yeah.
That might be the easiest way to do it. Follow me and Jason, and we'll get it out. Because if I create a space now for Friday, then I won't be able to create a space for Wednesday, and that's going to be, Twitter pain in the butt. So, okay, I see a hand from Mr. Gandalf.
Yeah,
Yes, sir,
absolutely.
Well, I will just hop over into a different space and just listen to them. And after that, I might be going to sleep. I don't know, because it is 2:38 in the morning right now. I just tended to be like in spaces until 3 or 4 a.m. for this day, because that's actually the day where I have time for that. But I wanted to say thank you for having me here. It was great to be in here and just even be longer than I actually expected to be there. And I hope that you're all having a good evening or good night wherever you are, and talk to you soon.
Gandalf, thank you so much. You put a smile on my face every time I see you here. So thank you so much for showing up and spending some time talking to us. And quit being silly. We all know you're not gonna sleep. That's just not something Gandalf does because you work all the time.
Exactly.
Which is why you're great. So thank you, Gandalf, and I look forward to having you back again.
Take care.
And I'm gonna try. Let me try something. Let me try if that worked. Working man, did that work? Are you a speaker? Can you hear me? Working man's been DMing me, telling me he's been trying to come up as a speaker forever, and Twitter is being Twitter. So, working man, are you there? Yes, no, yes, no.
Yeah, I'm not picking up any audio on him. It's Twitter being Twitter. It happens. It definitely
Okay,
happens to all
working
of
man,
us. And
I see your hand. You're up. You're good to go if you can talk.
he's trying to connect right now.
Oh,
I've
see,
got him. I've got him on the backside. Yeah, he's trying to connect.
that's what I told
Um,
him. I was like, I'm trying, but Twitter is being, like it do. So
mhm.
yeah.
Somebody,
That's okay.
somebody want to call Elon? I mean,
Let him
I'll
get
give
this.
you his phone number.
Let him get
Yeah.
his thing out. I have bad news for him though. Oh, and by the way, we have Boda in here as well. I just want to shout them
Yes,
out. We love Boda Token, and we're on their swap.
absolutely.
So they're definitely a partner of ours, and we love them as well. But I'm seeing.
And I just did a podcast with Jared, our VP of Education, with Billy, and we've had Billy on our show, of course, as well on GLOWNATION, and he is just such a genuine, down to earth yet intellectual fellow. It's always very good to talk to him and to know that someone with his level of intellect and dedication is over a project such as Boda.
Yeah, if y'all haven't checked out Boda, y'all definitely missing out. All right, I got Working Man one more time. Working Man, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Man,
what is going on?
Twitter,
My friend.
Twitter's being stupid, dude.
I told you.
Wow. So yeah, well, considering I was trying to comment 45 minutes ago, accents, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, man. None at all. Everybody says I don't have one. I don't understand it.
You speak the same language me and Mindy do. Come on now.
So, well, fireworks are really looking good this year, man. I'm gonna love it. Be able to sit at the lake and enjoy fireworks and after fireworks. Two, man, y'all make this crypto so easy for dummies like me. The way you explain it, the way you bring in these different people speaking, and they're not just these, I don't want to say geeks, these computer people that we thought were just, I guess we'll say as rednecks, thought they were just nerdy. But wow, I mean, they started the same way we are starting. It's really neat, man. It's really neat.
That's exactly why I try to do that, to show people like they're just regular folks like you and me, and I try to do it so I can understand it, because I ain't that smart. So I figure if I can understand it, then the everyday average Joe person can understand it. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm that person that turned left at the Red Barn. I can find that better than I can going down the road. Well, speaking of the road, hey, there's been some weird guy over on Discord giving away Glow V2, man.
That is a very good point. I think now would be a good time for me to tweet out an invite to the Glow Discord, so people can come and join our Discord. Wouldn't you say that'd be a good time to do that?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
See, I just tweeted that out, and I'm going to pin it to the top. Working Man is right. He is one of those crazy people, and he's always giving away crazy stuff in our Discord. You never know what's going to happen in our Discord. So if you have not joined, do that now, and I promise you, you'll see Working Man over there, and you might just end up with some kind of tokens or something. Thank
Yeah,
you.
he is a really good guy. He joined our project not that long ago. He has been affectionately deemed as the year-round Santa Claus for Glow, and has a special role, I believe, in Discord as a Glow legend. So, really good guy. If you get the opportunity to talk to him.
And I will say this too: me and Jason are always messaging back and forth on the back end while we're doing spaces, and there's always messages going on in our Discord about our spaces as well. But with that being said, you guys that are married will understand this. I just got a message from my boss that is telling me that my space should be just about over and dinner is getting cold. So, with that being said, Jason, I think it's about
We
time.
we don't want to get in trouble with either one of our bosses.
So I think it's
Special
about,
hello to mine in the audience. But yeah, we don't want to get in trouble.
I think it's about time. We don't even have a guest anymore. We're just having fun at this point. So I think it's about time for us to be.
Yeah. Well, we were giving away some glow, right? We were giving away some glow. So yeah, neither one of us want to get in trouble with our bosses.
Hey, I will be on Glow later on tonight, so just FYI. So hopefully we have some people on there tonight. Maybe I can give something away. Maybe.
So go
Hint.
go join the Discord now, everyone, if you have not done it yet.
All right,
And,
go to your wives, man. Go to your wives.
I'm going. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go do that now as well. That's also one of our pinned tweets. You'll be able to, in the future, go and see all of our spaces there. And I want to add one more time. Tuesday night, Greek DeFi Guru is going to have an AMA with Crypto Atlas about his project Eco Warriors, which will be launching on the Glow NFT marketplace. So that he's having AMA with one of our partners. He's a big part of his project is Glow V2. So definitely check out that AMA tomorrow night and see what's going on with that. And while you're at YouTube, subscribing to Greek, also go subscribe to the Glow V2 official channel. We're gonna have some more spaces on there, and Jared's gonna have some educational stuff on there as well. And the podcast, we have the Glowing Up DeFi podcast is also a thing as well. So yeah, we got a lot going on. So we shed light on the other projects and we love them, but like pay us a little attention too, because you love us. Anyway, I'm gonna end the show the same way I always do, with a bit of positivity. Sometime tonight or tomorrow before we speak again, please do something nice for somebody else. If it's as simple as just smiling at someone who's having a bad day, open the door for somebody, give someone that looks like they're hungry a couple of dollars. Just do something nice. Do some charity between now and next show. It will pay you back 100%. I promise. There's enough darkness in the world, enough hardships out there. Be that light. Do something nice for everyone. Okay? Y'all see us Friday night for sure with Cure. Maybe a show Wednesday night as well. To be decided. But we will definitely be back for sure. So thank you again for Grove Token. Thank you for Mindy. It's 7:48. She's in a space now. So go over and check that out and learn more about Grove. You guys have a good night, everyone.